saw the video there of last year's tournament. We crowned some great champions last year, but they will give up their crowns this weekend as we play this year's girls state basketball tournament here at Target Center on 45 TV. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in for Final Four Friday here on 45 TV. I'm Chris Long, joined as always by Jenny Johnson and Marissa Layton. It's Robbinsdale Cooper against Willmar in this first one. Jenny, this Robbinsdale team, they are a deep squad.
Oh, they absolutely are. They thrive on their defensive pressure. Look to score and then really want to press full court to control tempo.
One thing we hear about Willmar, Marissa, is that they just are an in-your-face, intense basketball team.
They like to play an intense game of basketball. They had a great win yesterday over a very athletic DeLaSalle team. I think they're going to look to follow the exact same game plan again today.
AAA semifinals and then 4A semifinals players. We have 4 games for you here on Final Four. I believe I said Friday earlier. It is Thursday. 4 games coming up for you on 45 TV. Girls basketball tournament back here at Target Center after a couple years over at Williams Arena, newly renovated Target Center. We open up Final Four Thursday with the 3A semifinals. Robbinsdale Cooper and Willmar. You see how they got here. Willmar came from way behind to win their quarterfinal. They've knocked off DeLaSalle. Let's talk about the keys to the game here. Marissa, what's going to be the key today against Cooper for Willmar?
I think Willmar needs to contain Cooper's athleticism from the very start. Look for junior Hannah Johnson. She had 14.7 rebounds in yesterday's game to be the emotional leader on the court for Willmar.
Cooper in their first ever state appearance. Jenny, what's their key today?
Well, I think the key is Andrea Tribble. She's the first player off the bench, averaging 10 points a game, had 18 last night.
The Hawks and the Cardinals start our Final Four coverage here on 45 TV next.
Target Center, tournament action underway. Already beginning with the emotions of the band. I walked in with them today and they're fired up. It's just part of the magic of the state high school basketball tournaments. And good afternoon, everyone. Leah B, here we go again. This should be a fun game, and this game kind of unpredictable. Got a newcomer in the state tournament, and then great to see this Willmar team back again. So this is kind of wide open.
Yeah, I think that is what makes it so exciting right now to start the tournament off with a brand new team, first time here. And Willmar, we're so consistent with them. We've seen them come in before, and we've seen what they can do. So it's going to be a great way to start things off.
Let's check out the players to watch.
All right, well, with Kiara Buford, we know that she is that player that Robbinsdale Cooper wants to lean on. She had 20 points in the quarterfinals, a big game. They're going to lean on her heavily in this game. And then Cayle Hovland, she has been outstanding for Willmar. They say that she is the heart and soul of the team. Her too, a senior. Big expectations for both of these two players.
The players to watch are brought to you by Mills House. Try it at the house. Let's meet the players. Go over to Dave Giles.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to Target Center and to the 2018 Minnesota State High School Girls Basketball Tournament. This Class 3A semifinal game features the Section 6 champion with a record of 27-2, the Hawks from Robbinsdale Cooper High School. And the Section 5 champion with a record of 26-2, the Cardinals from Willmar High School. We'll begin the introductions with the reserve players for each team. First, let's meet the reserve players for the visiting team, the Robbinsdale Cooper Hawks. Starting with a 5-foot freshman guard, number 0, Jayla Relaford. 5-foot 5-inch sophomore guard, number 3, Lene Davis. 5-foot 5-inch sophomore guard, number 13, Dashanti Jones. 5-foot 7th grade guard, number 14, Izzy Hall. 5-foot 9-inch sophomore forward, number 15, Autumn Johnson. 5-foot 8-inch senior forward, number 22, Kiara Coops. 5-foot 4-inch junior guard, number 23, Sierra Lynch. 5-foot 4-inch freshman guard, number 31, Andrea Tribble. 5-foot 9-inch freshman forward, number 41, Bella Thomas. 5-foot 10-inch junior forward, number 44, Imani Gordon. And 5'10" junior forward number 45, Arthel Massacoy. Now let's meet the reserve players for the home team, the Willmar Cardinals. Starting with a 5'7" junior forward number 3, Megan Engel. 5'7" junior guard number 4, Amanda Mathiasen. 5'8" freshman guard number 5, Mackenzie Jones. 5'6" sophomore guard number 11, Caitlin Murphy. 5'6" senior guard number 13, Carly Magnuson. 5'8" junior forward number 15, Caitlin Ogdahl. 5'9" sophomore forward number 21, Sadie Rates. 5'8" sophomore guard number 25, Madison Linbo. 5'10" sophomore forward number 41, Ashley Prawl. 5'9" junior forward number 43, Kayla Carlson. 6' junior center number 45, Grace Marty. 5'9" junior forward number 53, Brooke Whitwer. And a 5'9" senior center number 55, Brielle Thorpe. Those are the reserve players. Now let's meet the starting lineups for the semifinal game. They will be introduced alternately, starting with Robbinsdale Cooper. At center, a 5'10" freshman, number 21, Kierra Wheeler. At forward for Willmar, a 6' senior, number 33, Cayle Hovland. At guard for the Hawks, a 5'7" junior, number 2, Asia Wheeler. At forward for the Cardinals, a 6'1" junior, number 35, Carly Wadle. At guard for Robbinsdale Cooper, a 5'6" senior, number 4, T.T. Longs. At guard for Willmar, a 5'7" junior, number 1, Abby Bursko. At guard for the Hawks, a 5'6" senior, number 5, Jew Gaston. At guard for the Cardinals, a 5'6" senior, number 23, Jordan Swoboda. At guard for Robbinsdale Cooper, a 5'7" senior, number 20, Jada Buford. And at guard for Willmar, a 5'10" junior, number 31, Hannah Johnson. The Robbinsdale Cooper assistant coaches are Daniel Makepeace and Lakita Davis. The head coach of the Robbinsdale Cooper Hawks is Kiara Buford. The Willmar assistant coaches are Emily Carlson and Wade Adamson. The head coach of the Willmar Cardinals is Dustin Carlson. The officials for the semifinal game are Rick Erickson of Northfield, John Ista of Northfield, and Robert Crow of St. Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise? Remove your hats and face the flag. The national anthem this afternoon will be performed by Penny Grothy. She is a junior at Breck School. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Penny Grothe out of Breck School here with the national anthem to start our broadcast this afternoon as we go at it here with the Cooper Hawks and the Cardinals from Willmar out of the Central Lake Conference. Let's check out tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Education Minnesota, the voice for professional educators and students.
Well, this is where everything kicks off with these two lineups, these two teams. And the first thing that we'll notice about these two teams, a little bit different styles. And Robbinsdale's Cooper is going to want to push the ball. They're a team that does very well in transition. Willmar comes out and they love to play in the half court. However, in talking to their head coach, Dustin Carlson, he told me we adapt to what anyone else does. So he feels perfectly confident playing up-tempo basketball.
Willmar coming in here off of a heck of a win over DeLaSalle. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes as well. And the Hawks coming in with a good one against Alexandria. So both teams coming off some pretty tense games as we start this basketball game here at Target Center this year, and all set to go in this newly renovated building, which is very nice, by the way. And Willmar controls the ball to start this basketball game. It's Wadle. Swoboda guarded tightly. And then a miscommunication, ball picked off by Buford, and then a couple of dishes and a series of passes. And they get the shot they want, can't get it to drop, but that time for the first two of the game, Asia Wheeler has her Hawks on the board.
And that's a big start for the Hawks because they had a slow start in their quarterfinals game. It almost took them most of the first half to get comfortable on the court.
How aggressive will this Cooper defense be, Leah?
It's going to be very aggressive, and that's where they get their confidence for their offensive end. That's how they get their easy offense.
Willmar controlling the basketball. That's Hovland back out on top. We're working the perimeter. With 1 minute gone in this game, 2 shots up so far. Bursko. Swoboda. Again picked off. Turnover. Wheeler headed, dishes it off quickly right to the hoop, wasting no time. And still can't get it to drop. And a scramble for the ball.
Those little easy baskets down low, sometimes difficult to make in these games early on in the tournament.
Yeah, first half. I saw a little bit of that yesterday, too. Just getting used to this big building, a lot of air behind the baskets, a lot of room.
A lot of adrenaline happening right now for these young ladies. So those easy layups that they usually make, sometimes they don't go in these early semifinal games.
Burskow trying to get the some kind of penetration out there, but the defense not allowing them in, so they'll shoot the outsider, and that one won't go, but a foul after the shot on Swoboda will go to the line. The keys to the game are brought to you by the Greater Twin Cities Honda dealers, proud sponsor of Minnesota youth basketball.
For Robbinsdale Cooper, quick start like we've seen set the pace. They want to play at their pace. And for Willmar, take care of the ball. They can't be intimidated by the defense from Robbinsdale Cooper. And Stingy D, Willmar plays some great intensive defense themselves.
That foul happened after the shot, so the inbound pass, and they missed the shot there. But look at Cooper pushing it down right away, wasting 0 time. And again, a little bit cold here to start this game for both squads. Well, that's where you want to be hard or aggressive on the boards, Leo.
Yeah, rebounding, offensive rebounding in particular, are going to be very important in this game.
Underneath, just waiting patiently to get the shot off is Gaston. And the 5'6" senior scores the 4th point of the game.
And this is what the Hawks are going to have to be careful about in this game, because they're going to play that pressure D. When you play pressure D, you get fouls.
There's a good look at Kiara Buford, 4 years now at Cooper. First time in the state tournament. How about that?
So impressive what she has done with this team.
Little give and go down on the baseline. Doesn't go again. Good rebound by Wheeler, the 5'10" freshman. And boy, they just get down in a hurry and lay it up and in. So fast game. TT Longs that time. Cardinals with the ball. And Swoboda's shot there is rebounded and pushed down the court again. Hawks block, but also foul. So that'll be on Cayle Hovland. They need to get her in the offense, don't they?
Yeah, and Willmar just needs to settle in a little bit. They're really forcing shots up. They're not exactly sure what to do with this defensive intensity yet. If they can settle in, move their offense a little bit slower so they can start finding some lanes and attacking the basket, they'll be fine.
That's Dustin Carlson, Concordia grad, running that Willmar program. Wheeler with 3 points in the game will try to make it 2 free throws. She does. 8-0 Robbinsdale Cooper with the early lead here so far in this state semifinal game.
Welcome back to Target Center. Lock in to go all in. Lock in mentally and go all in physically. Leave nothing left in the tank. That has been the motto for Willmar all season. That helped carry them through last game to get them here today. Before today's game, Coach Carlson told me his girls left it all out on the floor yesterday, and he's hoping they've healed their battle wounds and are ready to come out today to keep winning this war. Coach says the girls play their heart out yesterday, and they're just a bunch of grinders. He doesn't want them, though, to forget to have fun. Their goal this year was to just get to and win that quarterfinal game, and because they did, Carlson lost his hair to his shaver last night, and he might just be the best dressed guy in the house. While winning is everything, you got to remember to have fun.
Boy, Allie, you talk about giving her all yesterday, and Leah, that was a game 52-47 overtime win against DeLaSalle.
Really, really impressive what they did in that game, and I think what we just saw in the last set from them, you can see now they're starting to settle into this game.
Getting low post, but nothing there. The ball, that's the aggressiveness of the defense. What a nice effort by Buford to save it, and then stolen again. Longs pushing it in that lane. Boy, they like that shot right from inside that free throw line, Leah B.
Yeah, they like to attack the basket. They want easy, high percentage shots.
Johnson trying to work her way underneath the hoop. She might end up with a three-pointer.
Johnson contributed 14 points in the quarterfinal game. She's just a phenomenal athlete. Look at how she does a nice little strong move to get to the basket. And her play is just going to be huge in this game, and you can just see her right there. She's physically strong. They're going to need her to be down low, use that strength to get those shots.
Honorable mention, all-state basketball player for the Cardinals. Hard rebound, and Willmar controls it. Right back out to Johnson. Wadle, nice job there. Those come that hard off that iron, Lee, and you know how that is. That's not always a fun experience, but she handled it pretty well.
Yes, she did.
Bursko will dish it back over to Wadle. Trying to cut in the middle. Boy, they're cutting that off nicely. Good defense by Wheeler to stop that. So the three-pointer tipped around underneath, and Willmar's got another bucket that time, and Wadle scores. She had averages 9 a game, had 4 in the game yesterday.
And second chance points is really going to be key here for the Cardinals, keeping at it on the rebounds.
Gaston trying to go up, guarded by Burskow, gives her no room. Turnover. Cooper, Willmar, Cardinals straight to the hoop. A little more energy after that timeout. Man, a lot more energy. Johnson scores. Now we're tied up at 8. That's an 8-0 run for Willmar.
Yeah, I like the decision making there by Johnson.
Long three-pointer. But that's not unfamiliar territory for Cooper, is it? They can shoot the threes.
They sure can, and they showed they could do that, in particular Jada Buford in the quarterfinal game.
There's your Final Four, Leah B.
You know, look at what we have here. Some great matchups, and I think you're going to be impressed with all 4 of these teams and what it takes to get this far. Robbinsdale Cooper, Northfield, Willmar, and Grand Rapids all bring a little bit something different to this tournament.
Andrea Tribble has entered the game for Cooper. She had the ball there. Now dishes it back over. That's Wheeler, and then we'll work it around the perimeter to Longs, down in the corner. Everybody touching the ball, open up for 3. Had the good shot they won, just wouldn't drop. And a battle for the board. I guess we'll see a lot of that today. Just because you got first hands on the rebound doesn't mean you're going to keep it.
Yeah, hustle plays is going to be key in this game today. And you can see that Willmar is getting more set in their defense, forcing the Hawks to take some outside shots.
The Hawks fake the 3. Get in a little closer. The left-handed runner won't go. And then the battle for the board is won by Willmar Hovland, and now picked off again. Long, she's kind of everywhere. Dished it off. Might have been too unselfish that time.
Yeah, I agree with you right there. Take that one in yourself. She's kicking herself for that, but it was a nice aggressive move in getting the basketball. It's all about defense in these tournament games, and that's exactly what Longs did right there.
Wheeler back out on top. Wheeler to Wheeler. And then the battle won again, this time down low by Cooper. So they'll try that long 3-pointer, and it's a beauty. Off of the hands of Andrea Tribble, the 5'4" freshman, averages 10 points a game. She had 18 yesterday, by the way, in that win over Alexandria.
Yeah, and it's players like her that can change these tournaments completely. When you get a freshman giving you 18 points, it puts you in the win column.
Now the 3 the other way, and the Cardinals are on the board with the 3s. That off of the hands of Hovland. That's her first bucket of the day.
And I think it's official to say that both teams have settled in. We're seeing how they usually play now.
Strong move to the basket, and even better block that time. Cardinals with it. All tied at 11. Burskow dishes it to the corner, and that one is not going to find its way. But that one will after the rebound heads up play.
Really nice move by Burskow. She kind of just flips it in, but it was the second chance points. It's the hustle plays. That's why she got the ball.
Now Willmar with the lead after the 8-0 start by Cooper. Tribble. Well, low post. Wheeler off the glass. Not sure how you stop that, Leah.
Yeah, she's a strong physical player, and as long as they give her the ball where she wants it, she's going to be able to score on the low post.
She averages 14 a game, and you know what? She's only a freshman, by the way.
This is going to be a team we'll probably be seeing more of.
Nice touch in the corner. That's Hovland. She's got 5 all of a sudden, the 6-foot senior. Great tennis player. Great track and field athlete, all-around athlete.
Well, you know we love those 3-sport athletes because it takes us back to the day when everyone was doing that.
A little too hard. Rebound. Burskow. Both teams trying to kind of find their footing here a little bit after kind of a slow start. And Willmar now got to push it down in a hurry, losing the dribble. That one went out of bounds. That's going to be a turnover. The Hawks take us to break on 45 TV this afternoon at the state semifinals. The most comprehensive prep sports show in the market. Minnesota Prep Spotlight, Sunday nights, 9:30 on 45 TV. Well, I was going to wear that orange and blue outfit I have. I'm glad I didn't. It would have clashed, I think, today.
But you do dance a little bit like that guy.
And I had that same T-shirt. 15-13. Willmar with the lead. Willmar 7 turnovers. Cooper has 5 steals. That one from the outside, in and out, so just a little bit off. And a battle again for the rebound. Good effort out there, and the ball will go in off of the hands of Jada Buford. All 5 starters have scored for Cooper and 4 for Willmar, so pretty balanced start.
Both of these teams, Dave, rely on the balance. They need all of their players to step up.
Hovland shot blocked and then picked off alertly. What a heads-up play by Mackenzie Jones. Closed captioning brought to you by Touchstone Energy. Together, we save. Cooper won the sectional championship over Benilde St. Margaret's 62-47, then won their quarter yesterday. It's going to go back to the Cardinals. The Hawks play here in the Metro West, and folks out in Willmar wondering where Cooper is. That's just about 17 minutes from Target Center here.
That's not too bad. So they probably weren't in a hotel or anything last night, huh? They just probably came from their houses.
You know, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I know, like at the state hockey tournament last week, all the kids, no matter where they're from, stay in a hotel.
Yeah, because that's the fun part. So I hope they got to stay in a hotel. That's half the fun.
But if I'm the coach, I think I'd rather stay at their house.
This is true.
If they can. And of course, Willmar only 2 hours away as well. In fact, let's see, what time is it? Oh yeah, Frida's Cafe still open there on Benson Avenue. We're going to go there one day and have one of those homemade caramel rolls. What do you think?
Oh, I would love to. That sounds amazing.
Cooper undefeated in that Metro West this year, 14-0 around the perimeter. And that pass into nowhere land. Whoa, good hustle. Wow, she saved that. Buford going to try to put it up and in. What a hustle play that was. Nice effort by Cooper, but they can't take advantage of it. Now Willmar maintaining that 2-point lead.
And Willmar's really doing a great job defensively, clogging that middle. So Robbinsdale Cooper having a very difficult time getting inside.
Yeah, look at this. I want to watch this again.
Yeah, this is all about just good hustle, getting out there, grabbing the ball.
Not only did Tribble do that, but Buford was smart enough to know she probably is going to get there.
Absolutely. Buford, who's a senior on this team, really just kind of getting accustomed to being a leader on this team since she hasn't been with them all the way.
Cayle Hovland at the line. The senior is an all-state player, by the way, this year. So once she gets on track, that's Asia Wheeler you're looking at right there back in the game. She started this game. Hovland now, a little spin on that. It's always fun to see the free throw styles early on in this tournament. Just a little shy. And again, Leah, you mentioned it, but you played in these type of arenas. It's just sometimes hard getting your distance down because of all the space around that basket.
Yeah, it's a totally different deal.
Tribble. Athletic move inside, switching hands, getting the bucket, tying it up, 17.
Yeah, nice job by Tribble coming into this game and making a difference right away for her Hawks team.
Hovland guarded by Wheeler. Knocked loose again and then stolen. Boy, T.T. Long's got her hand on that right into her teammate's hands. And when Gaston gets it, just be ready because she'll hurry down. And then she dishes it off and they're able to draw the foul. So Arthel Massacoy, the junior, will go to the line. Her first chance at some points here today.
Well, yeah, and that's a good call. And as I said before, when she gets the ball down low, she's a solid 5'10". She's strong, and the only thing you really can do is foul her down low.
Three of three from the stripe. First look there at Caitlin Ogdahl, the junior, just came in for the Cardinals. And that's Sierra Lynch, her first entrance into the game. Willmar will go about 9 deep, about the same as Cooper will go for the most part.
Yeah, Coach Carlson for Willmar told me that he wants to get in as many players as possible. He said, you know, that's one of the things that I focus on as the coach. I don't ever want it to be just about one player.
Cooper now with the lead by 2, 19-17. There's an opening in the middle, the quick kick out. Low post, man. The Hawks are quick, living up to their billing as Hawks.
Yeah, it's not a bad pass to dump the ball down low, but the Hawks are so quick defensively. They get in there and they scrap for the ball. So when you do make a pass, and you might have to make a bounce pass down low to get that ball in, but it has to be crisp.
Horn sounded inadvertently. That did not stop play. It did make everybody
jump.
Momentary, huh? Too hard. Good board work by Hannah Johnson, the junior.
Yeah, she is a very strong physical player, and the more she can get into this game for Willmar and get herself to the basket, the better out they're going to be.
She had 14 in that overtime win over DeLaSalle yesterday, and the ball stolen. Boy, quickly down the three-pointer on the way, and in and out. You pretty much did everything right except for the ball to stay down.
It's a great rebound by Hovland.
This could be a heck of a game here. This is fun so far. Willmar has 18 rebounds already.
Yeah, they're doing a tremendous job on the boards, but when they pass the ball, they cannot be nonchalant with it. You have to use your elbows. You have to be prepared that they are going to try to steal it.
Too hard. Hovland, one more time. This time she'll draw a foul. Hovland, I mentioned three-sport athlete. Not only three-sport athlete, she went to state in every sport.
Yeah, that's impressive.
You got some talent.
How much time that takes to be a three-sport athlete these days.
Well, the other thing too is, you know, you got so many commitments to your one sport during the almost year-round that you almost have to forego that.
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
that's not easy to do sometimes.
The coaches want you when they're in session for their sport. They want you there.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to say. Well, no, I can't make it.
I'm going traveling,
yeah,
or
you got to be a pretty good athlete to turn that down, I think. Obviously, she is. In the game here today, she has 8 points. She averages 12 a game, but from the line, she's a 66% free throw shooter. Take a look at the crowd that came to the game here this afternoon. Oh, the fan cam. Brought to you by 45 TV. This is one of the best parts of the tournament. You just never know. We got a lot of bright green over in that Willmar section. That's a Hawk section there for Cooper. Willmar. I don't know what the Hawk is doing, Leah.
he's just kind of wandering around on his own.
He's going to fly. He's going to fly from a little higher up here at Target Center.
Look how this defense has Robbinsdale Cooper spreading their offense.
You think they said, let's try that three a little bit more? Boy, good heads-up play by Kierra Wheeler to take the ball and miss the rim and just be heads up to put it up. 21-19. Cooper with the lead. Willmar with the ball in the hands of Johnson. A nice little spin move. The kick out. Let's shoot that three. Too hard. Hovland again. She's going to draw another three-point play here.
And Hovland does such a good job using her body well. You can see down low just how she positions herself and then uses her body to go back up to get herself to the free throw line.
Not much Lynch could do there on that play. Mackenzie Jones will go out. Back in the game is Carly Wadle. But at the free throw line, again, the All-State player, Hovland.
Well, a lot of players don't like contact, and they don't like the physicality of the game. And Hovland is obviously not one of those players. She doesn't mind mixing it up.
Asia Wheeler. High post, right back out. Boy, Gaston's fun to watch. If you're watching her, if you're playing against her, not so fun. She's kind of everywhere. Defense, though, that's what's impressive about her. I think young players watching, Leah, the defense helps win games. So
absolutely,
you got to do both ends of the court. She does it well. Here comes Cayle Hovland now, guarded by Wheeler. It's a nice little matchup we've been watching here. And Willmar a little slow to start, but they found their rhythm after Cooper went up 8-0 to start the game.
Yeah, they're definitely finding their confidence on the offensive end, taking their time, looking for the best shot.
Really patient. And Hovland now, has a three. Well, they're going to have to find a solution for her because she's got her game going right now, 24-21. And Willmar takes the lead. 5 lead changes in this game. Leah B. Olson and Dave Lee here, bringing you the play-by-play this afternoon and all tournament long. And Marissa and Jenny and Chris coming up at halftime. That white coat.
I love that.
Didn't you tell me the girls wanted him to wear that?
Now this is just unselfish basketball, moving the ball, sharing the ball, and Hovland finishing it off for Willmar. This is what they do very well, and we're starting to see more of it.
Wheeler. And for the three. Good follow through by Sierra Lynch, the Buford Jr. has her first bucket of the game, and she's knotted it up again at 24.
And that's why the Hawks can be so dangerous, as everyone thinks of them as a team that's always attacking the basket, but then they sit back and they can hit big outside shots. And that's when you have the inside-outside game going, it makes you really dangerous.
Wide open look that time, and taking full advantage of it is Hannah Johnson. 27-24 Willmar. 5 seed against the 1 seed here. Cooper, first time at the state tournament. What a season they've had under Coach Buford. Wheeler trying to drive, knocked loose momentarily. Again, a 3 from the other side. It's a little too hard.
Willmar has a little bit of a height advantage down there, it looks like. And able to get a couple extra boards.
Hovland, boy, Willmar being very patient. And trying to go for the steal that time is Wheeler. She will foul Johnson. Timeout on the court. Good first half so far. Fun to watch. Let's look at the work done in the lane here, Leah.
Well, this is where the battle can get very difficult. Points in the paint and being able to get it done down low and the physicality of the game. And Willmar has done a great job in this first half of battling down low, getting the high percentage shots, attacking the basket.
Hannah Johnson hitting a couple of free throws to make it a 29-24 Willmar lead now. Willmar Cardinals out of the Central Lakes Conference. 14-2 out there this year. Dave and Leah B here on 45 TV as we begin the 3-day weekend. And Allie is going to have more for you on this. She's working on some really interesting stories here already. We've heard one of them, and I know she's got another good one coming up here in the second half for us. Look forward to that as well. So great to have you here with us on 45 TV, and it's a good game to start with so far. Been fun to watch, back and forth, number of lead changes, number of ties. Right now Cooper down by 5, but they'll pop that 3, and just Kiara Coops comes in the game and wastes no time in getting her team moving here.
Yeah, that's a big shot to hit right away. In particular, a big outside shot. You know, the tempo of this game has kind of moved to a half-court set game, which should favor Willmar, but the Hawks are doing just fine in it.
Pushing it down. Lynch, boy, trying to weave through the defender, and she draws the foul on Brusco.
And that's the advantage that Robbinsdale Cooper has in this game, because they can all of a sudden switch their speed so quickly. It's easy to get to the basket. It's easy to get to the free throw line when you really kind of throw off the defense of the Cardinals.
Sierra Lynch free throw, first one of the game for her, is good. The Hawks continue their free throw shooting, 5 out of 5. But we saw in the games yesterday how crucial the free throw shooting is. 2 beauties, 7-point win for Cooper over a good Alexandria team, and then a 5-point win for Willmar in that overtime game against DeLaSalle. Alexandria with a really nice squad too, by the way, this year. Same with DeLaSalle. So Cardinals now. We're knotted up again at 29. There's a turnover on Willmar. 2:10 to go in the first half.
Forced turnovers will get you in trouble in a tournament like this, where every possession counts.
And I know you're watching all over the place, and we love to hear from you too, all over the state, but even at points beyond that. Every year we're here, we get a lot of nice notes from around the country and sometimes international too.
Yeah,
kind of one and done down here.
Yeah, that's exactly it. We're seeing a little shift now in the rebounding.
No shot there. This is Waddle. Will she pop that? Nope. Boy, Gaston is so quick. Almost got that one. Let's try the left side. And now Swoboda's feeling it. Now every starter in the game has scored.
And when Willmar moves the ball back quickly, they can beat the defense before it gets there, and it allows them to get an open shot.
Working it around the Cardinal defense. Well, these teams have come out of their timeouts with some lessons both ways. Coaches are working it today.
Yeah, we got two great coaches in this game.
How about that by Gaston? Going up against the taller player and just kind of using that board quickly down Cardinals. Waddle has it. 32-31. Willmar lead, and then Hovland, man, she's powerful but misses the shot. Tough angle. Rebound by Coops. And now they'll push it down again. Dish back. Circle that rim. Yeah, that's frustrating.
Yep, I agree. That's a good look at the basket. I would have her take that shot over and over.
Yeah, Wheeler thought she had that. I think everybody thought she had that. 32-31. Down at our final 30 seconds. What a great start. Swoboda guarded tightly out there by Lynch. Bursko. 20 seconds. Gonna go for the first good shot there. Whoa, there's a smack. Nice block. Wheeler got a piece of it. Fires up her team. Here comes another three. And it is lights out for Coops. She comes in the game. One on the left side, one on the right side.
Wow, Coops is outstanding.
One more time. Willmar gets a shot off. Buzzer. Won't go. Fun first half. And Robbinsdale Cooper grabs the lead as they head to the locker room. And their fans, both sides, pretty enthusiastic. Let's look at this block.
Love it when the defense comes in and says, oh, no, you don't.
But here we go.
And then Coops says, oh, I won't just take any shot. I'll take a big shot.
All right, let's go down to the court. Here's Allie.
Coach, a lot of ties, a lot of lead changes. Talk about the intensity of that first half.
Yeah, it's been intense. I mean, that's basically what we expected from this game, nothing less. Just trying to keep maintaining and just being consistent, I think, is key for us right now.
How do you try to separate yourselves in the second to advance to the championship?
I think just that motivation and just that push. A lot of it's mental at this point in the season, especially when we have 2 games back-to-back. So I'm really trying to get my girls to just stay mentally focused and engaged. You know, Willmar's a second-half team if you look at their stats throughout the season, so we expect them to try and come out strong, and we got to match that and just do, you know, a little bit better in the second half than we did in the first.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Allie. That's Kiara Buford, the head coach, who was a heck of a player. She was at St. Paul Central, played in 4 state tournaments. And then when she was a junior and senior, it was lights out. She's an all-state player, 4 years, all-conference, and then was recruited at the U and then played under Pam Borton, and then played professional at Poland. And that's her sister. The Buford on the team is her younger sister.
That's correct. She has been an outstanding player. She's an outstanding coach, and what a great role model she is for all these young ladies.
Got a heck of a game going here, folks. Much to talk about at halftime. So we're looking forward to that conversation in a game that's been back and forth, lead changes, ties, and we saw a lead change at the very end to give a 2-point edge to the Hawks as they head into the locker room along with the Willmar Cardinals, getting a conversation with their head coach, Dustin Carlson. Great basketball. Way to start the afternoon here at Target Center.
Halftime of the first of our 2 Class 3A semifinals. Boy, slow start, but they came firing there late in the second half. Cooper leading Willmar 34-32. Chris Long back here with you courtside along with Jenny Johnson and Marissa Layton at Target Center here on 45 TV. Jenny, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, I think Cooper did a really good job defensively. I like their pressure. I like to see them apply more pressure here in the second half. They need to do a better job on the boards.
Marissa?
I think Willmar did a great job in that first half. They're out rebounding Cooper. They've got 9 offensive rebounds. I think the key in the second half for Willmar is to take care of the basketball and continue to crash the offensive boards.
Jenny, you made the point at the beginning of the game how deep this Cooper team is. They have 9 players with points already.
Yeah, and it's really fun to watch because Willmar really is at a disadvantage with that, not knowing who to stop. Cooper can light it up from anywhere with anyone.
And Cayle Hovland putting on a show for Willmar so far, Marissa.
She's the key to them in the second half. She has been all over the place, getting boards, scoring the basketball. Look for her to be a big push for them in the second half.
Jenny, what'd you see from Cooper? We see the highlights here. There's a putback there, our first highlight. A lot of that in the first half.
Well, you can see they got a lot of shots in the paint. A lot of those were caused by their defensive pressure and turning Willmar over, and then consequently on the other end getting a very good shot.
Kiara Coops came on, a little energy, some threes there late, and again, 9 players scoring, and great job distributing the ball, Jenny. Good job finding, not relying on any one player, particularly in the first half. Marissa, as for Willmar, we talk about Cayle Hovland and what she did in the first half.
Yeah, head coach Dustin Carlson says that Cayle Hovland is the heart and soul of this basketball team, and they will go as far as she will take them in this state tournament.
Took her about 10 minutes to get a double-double, but she didn't do it all by herself. Hannah Johnson also stepping up. She had 9 points. You see Abby Bursko there. These teams, both, Marissa, are tough to stop. You can't really focus on any one player and think that's going to get the job done.
Yeah, each team needs to continue to play all-around team basketball and utilize their entire bench to win this basketball game.
Today's stats are brought to you by U.S. Bank, the power of possible. Jenny, your thoughts here as we look at the stats.
Well, you can see Willmar has turned the ball over 11 times, leading to 34 actually field goal attempts by Cooper. They just haven't been able to put the ball in the hoop.
Yeah, you see those turnovers, a big difference, 11-1, favoring Robbinsdale Cooper, who lead 34-32 at halftime here in the Class 3A semifinals. Our coverage continues after this. Today, you're seeing her as the head coach of the Robbinsdale Cooper Hawks, but basketball fans will remember Kiara Buford as part of one of the best teams we've ever seen. Jenny Johnson, you coached against her back this 2007 St. Paul Central team. We'll have the conversation. Is that one of the best teams ever, and what was she like as a player?
Well, I would say that 07 team was the best team I've ever seen play in the state tournament in Minnesota. As a player, I think Buford was a kid who could score, but she was kind of one of those quiet scorers who'd go for 18 or 20, and it would seem like, where'd she get those?
Let's go down to Allie Arnold.
Coach, before the game, we were talking about how important it is to have fun. How much fun was that first half?
It was a blast. Get this opportunity to play a good second half to make it to the state championship game. We're having fun.
You talk about one of your weaknesses is that in tight games, you don't really have a go-to girl, but Hovland really stepped up in that first half. Are we going to see more production from her in the second?
Oh, there'll be no let up by Cayle. She's a grinder, and when we're in need of something, she's going to step up and do it for us.
Appreciate your time, Coach.
Thank you.
Chris?
Marissa Layton, what do we see in the second half?
I think you're going to see Willmar continue to go to the heart and soul of their team, which is Cayle Hovland. I also think you're going to look for them to take better control of the basketball and limit their turnovers.
Jenny, second half thoughts?
Look for Cooper to increase tempo. I think they need to run the ball and push it against this Willmar team.
Jenny, we talked about it, just the state tournament jitters. We saw Cooper. You don't want to necessarily say that's what it was. They might just not have been playing well yesterday, but they had a slow start yesterday. Both these teams had a little slow start today. Is it too easy to say it was just state tournament jitters, or do you think that might be what was going on the last couple games?
Well, I think playing in this venue is a little bit different. The Target Center is a longer court. The depth behind the basket is quite a bit deeper than it is in a traditional high school. So the shooting may or may not be a little off for that reason.
Marissa, the pace really picked up in the second part of the first half. Do you think that continues, or are they going to slow it down and try and be a little more methodical in the second half?
Chris, I think as long as the Cooper Hawks are on the basketball court, the pace is going to continue to be up-tempo. The key is going to be if Willmar can stick with them for the entire second half. Willmar is coming off that overtime win DeLaSalle yesterday. Fatigue might play a role here at the end of the game.
Game 2 of what these teams hope will be a 3-game run to a championship. Will it be Willmar? Will it be Robbinsdale Cooper? Dave and Leah are going to bring us home. Let's go to the second half. Dave, Leah, take it away.
All right, Chris, that sounds good. In fact, talking about Cayle Hovland, they were, I believe her grandfather, Mike, was the former boys coach at Willmar. So she's got, she's got the little basketball knowledge in the family.
Yeah, it's in her blood, and the coach Carlson spoke so highly of her before the game, just really said she is that player for us, and we will need her this second half for this team. Really, it will kind of be her moment.
Well, I've seen the Hawks play this year, and we know that they can light it up too, so we're hoping the second half's as fun as the first was. I'm sure both teams hope they shoot just a little bit better, but it's been tight, and when one team goes ahead, the other team comes back, so T.T. Longs will start it out here on the left side over to Gaston. She had a nice, strong first half. Boy, they're kicking it around this time and setting up that three. And they'll start the second half with a triple.
Yeah, and I think Willmar has to play with a little more intensity on the defensive end of the court. And I think also the Hawks, I want to see that intensity we saw the first 5 minutes of this game, just all over the place. That's the difference maker for this team.
Both teams come out passing. That might have been an extra step on that one. It is. Well, the conversation had to be a little bit about movement out there, huh? At halftime, just to get that ball around the perimeter, and let's see if we can open up. Both teams coming out that way.
Playing with confidence. They both know what they can do now.
Longs, Buford, She'll back it up and pop the three, and now she's found the range. Jada Buford.
And that's a confident shot right there. It's something they need from Jada Buford. It's a big-time shot. She saw that she had a little bit of space, a little opening.
They had an 8-point lead when we started the game, 8-0 right away Cooper, and now they're back up to 8 again. And driving and hanging in the air is a nice move, just couldn't get it to drop. And boy, Wheeler there, very aggressive, hangs on the ball, got a 2-on-1 break. Biggest lead of the game right there from TT Longs.
Nice job by TT Longs, just being consistent, attacking the basket, finishing at the basket.
Hannah Johnson and Dustin Carlson, head coach. The Concordia grad calls a timeout. Wants to talk this over a little bit. Boy, both coaches have made great adjustments in the first half.
Yeah, and defense creating offense for the Hawks, and being able to finish in these games are so critical, and that's where I like what TT Longs has done. They're just, I mean, you can tell they came out of that locker room ready to play this second half, a little bit more aggressive. They're taking time on the offensive end, looking for shots, and then defensively they've been outstanding.
TT Longs, I believe, is going to play next year at North Iowa Community College, I believe.
All right, I'd love to see when these players get to continue on with their careers and to see how much better they can continue to get.
Do you, how do you look at it? Do you think it's an advantage? Although in this case, both teams came out of tight games. You saw Willmar come out of that overtime win over DeLaSalle, and Robbinsdale Cooper had a heck of a game against Alexandria. Does it help to come into the next night after a tight game like that, or would you rather come in after a blowout?
What I like about a tight game is the confidence you get from that game. When you come out of an overtime win and you got that game, and then you're coming out of a game that with Alexandria that was tight, and you kind of get off a nice victory because of Jada Buford, that gives you a different kind of confidence than a blowout game does.
Underneath, position's what it's all about in that play, and you can't get the shot to drop. Guess who's there? Wheeler.
And you're just seeing the Hawks being more aggressive, but here's some aggression.
Johnson, like a cornerback out on the football field, anticipating, and then loses a dribble. And now it's getting a little out of control momentarily, so here comes the jump ball. Possession arrow goes to Willmar. (42-32). That's Swoboda, Jordan Swoboda. Yeah, had a nice run in the Central Lakes Conference, Leah, that's for sure.
Well, it's so fun to see them here, their 8th state tournament appearance. That is impressive. We saw them here 2017. Familiar faces.
Nice dribble to cross the dribble and get the pass out for the three-pointer by Bergsko, but boy, Swoboda did a great job of setting that up. Slowly down now. Cooper taking a nice long look at the defense they'll be facing. It looks like a 2-on-2 back there, but
and Buford, Coach Buford, is really watching her team and letting them know when she wants them to start the offense. And she wants it on the other side of the court.
Open look, good hustle, Gaston almost hit it. Swoboda just makes a good move to get out of trouble. She's got a 3-on-1 break, sees it. It's what they wanted, and the follow won't go. Wow. And then possession arrow this time will go to the Hawks. Boy, that's pretty much everything you wanted there. That's just tough not to get that to drop.
A big miss for Willmar right there in a game like this, at a time like this, to get 2 good looks at the basket and a great pass down low. And Wadle just can't finish down there.
Swoboda's made some nice unselfish moves here in the last couple trips down court. 7-point lead for Cooper. Second half, winner goes to the state title game on Saturday night. Inbound pass, low post this time.
Good decision making, double team down low, so she passes it out to the perimeter.
Hovland, whoa man, there's some athleticism right there. You got a chance to see it in action. There's Maddie Lindbold, a sophomore, gives you 8 points a game. Moving it around a little bit, Sadie Rates is in there, that's her right there. And loses the dribble. She had an opening, decides to give it up, and now the ball goes back to the Hawks. This is Jada Buford. Buford, the dish, the open look. Too hard. Boy, Hannah Johnson's been tough on the boards in the second half.
Yep, and it's critical. They'll need her to be even more physical and aggressive.
Draws the foul before the block. On Gaston.
Coming coast to coast, bringing it into the lane. And Wheeler says not in here.
No, Wheeler did a nice job, but that fall was on Gaston on the other side there. Hannah Johnson, 2 of 3 from the line here so far in the game. Now 2 of 4. She's a 66% shooter. Cooper and a nice long run. Johnson, field goals 3 for 5. But free throws at a 50%. Honorable mention, all-state player, the 5'10" junior. Too hard right off the back of the iron. Good effort down on the corner, but out of bounds, Gaston. So timeout on the court. 45 TV with tournament action all weekend long from the Target Center.
Welcome back to the Target Center, where we love what's happening back here on the court, but sometimes we've got stories that mean so much more than just the basketball game. For Willmar, they have a 7th grader named Jenna Reynolds who has been battling a brain tumor since 5th grade. Jenna has been an instrumental inspiration to this team as she continues experimental treatments in Chicago. In fact, Jenna and her family drove from Chicago just last night to be here for today's game. They even pulled over to watch the quarterfinal game on their computer on the drive here. Coach says that she has been a big deal in having her here at this game, and man, they take so much inspiration from her. And Jenna, we're rooting for you, girl.
Yeah, thanks, Allie. That's a great story. How can you not like that smile?
What a cutie.
Yeah, what a story. You're right. So many stories take place off the court. Here we have a 42-35 score on the court right now, and with the ball will be the Cardinals' Hannah Johnson. And there's a whistle and a foul on Willmar, and it'll go the other way.
This is a scenario with there's 13:36 left in this game, which sounds like a lot of time, but there's not a lot of time for unforced errors. Both teams need to really take care of the ball possession by possession.
Trying to drive and draw that foul. If she does, there'll be no points there, but Longs will go to the free throw line, the 5'6" senior. Or Wheeler, rather. Maybe there won't be a free throw here, Leah B. I thought there'd be a shot, but there isn't. I think they'll inbound the ball, so Longs will do that underneath the basket. Yep, there we go. Second half. Cooper got that big shot to take the lead just before halftime. Then came out smoking in the start of the second half and have a 7-point edge.
Apparently there's a lot of illegal screens according to the fans.
The fans are, yeah, they're kind of coaching pretty strong there from the sideline. On the turnover, here come the Cardinals. And there's some contact that'll be on Gaston.
A little bit of a bump right there.
Yeah, and that'll be her 3rd. That's the only issue on that one for her. And I think
so she's going to have to come out.
Coach Buford will probably sub for her here in just a second. Here's, boy, Hannah's going to, a little give and go underneath. Nice pass and nice looking shot under control by Sadie Rates. That's her first bucket of the day. The sophomore gets Willmar.
The bench players on both sides doing a nice job of coming into the game and contributing right away.
That ball out of bounds, just a miscommunication. Wheeler wanted to go to Longs as she was cutting in, or rather to Gaston, and just missed that connection. So it goes out of bounds, and now Willmar will have it. 12:44, tons of time in this game. Hovland going to Concordia next year on a track scholarship to participate in track, and of course that's where her head coach Dustin Carlson went to college.
Ah, nice.
Underneath, it looked like a nice play down there by Wheeler. That's one thing that Coach Buford's got these kids really doing a nice job defensively, man. They know every pass seems to be contested.
Yeah, they do a good job of getting in the passing lanes, hands up at all times, looking for steals.
The freshman Mackenzie Jones inbounding the ball out on top. Johnson guarded tightly. Try that left side for Wadle, nothing there. Again, patient. And this is a foul. This will be 2 free throws coming up for the Cardinals. And this will be Mackenzie Jones, as I mentioned, a 5'8" freshman. There you can see the play.
Yep, Jones does a nice job of holding onto the basketball, using her body to lean in to get to the basket.
Willmar trying to cut away at this lead from the stripe. Jones does. She has 3 points in the game. Boy, a total of 2 losses for each team this year. Pretty impressive seasons.
That must be a pretty exciting feeling. That basketball is a long season and you've only lost twice. But you have happy coaches and happy teammates.
Interesting, too, because in the conversations that we've had with some of the coaches through the years, a nice pass inside, and Kiara Wheeler has her first bucket of the second half, 6 in the game. But one of the games he'll often tell you coming in is really the pressure they always tell us they feel the most is in that sectional championship game.
It really is, and this is nice ball movement and a great dump down low to get the ball inside to Wheeler. She's so strong. Once you get it to her, she's going to finish it.
6-point lead for Cooper. Nothing there that time for Jones. Back out of top. Well, there's that great anticipation by Longs. All the way down the court. She's got another one. Back up to an 8-point lead.
But back to those section final games, I went to one of them, Minnetonka and Prior Lake, and I think most people thought Minnetonka was going to get out of that game. They were up by about 25 points, and Prior Lake came in the second half and played amazing defense and won that game. So sometimes those can be the most exciting games.
Boy, they got a nice player on that Prior Lake team too. She can light it up.
Yeah, she's like 5 feet tall. Yeah, Cooper doing their thing. The defensive end of the court, bringing it down to the offensive court. TT Long.
Cooper got her with a sectional win over Benilde St. Margaret's, and for the Cardinals, they beat Zimmerman in their sectional championship game. Now with an 8-point lead, Robbinsdale Cooper in their first state tournament, trying to add on if they can.
Cardinals really sagging, trying to protect the middle, so the outside shot is open.
And taking full advantage is TT Longs.
And that's one of the pieces with the Robbinsdale Cooper team, is I don't know if people thought they could shoot from the outside, and they're doing a great job in this game.
Another turnover, another 3 on the way. That's her first miss, by the way, for Lynch. And look at the Hawks. They're going to hang on to that ball. Andrea Tribble. Wheeler. Longs. Tribble. Going to try scoop it up and in. Draws a foul. No, it's a charge. The freshman. Timeout. Cooper, biggest lead of the day at 11 here in the second half. 45 TV. It's semifinal action downtown Minneapolis. Back on 45 TV, the assistants are so important, and I know we don't give them a lot of attention like we'd like to, but Kiara Buford and I were chatting before the game about her assistants. Lakita Davis, of course, who played high school basketball here in town, I think at Park Center High School, and then played a little at Bethel and San Jose State, and so she's over there. Dan Makepeace, who Kiara knew, I think, from the Gopher days, and then a guy named Dave Peterson. Dave's also over there helping out, and I want to mention Dave's dad, Clint, who I've known for a number of years. Clint is from Tracy, Minnesota, and was on the board of directors here for the high school league for many years, and just a wonderful family and wonderful coaches, and just want to give those assistants a shout out. And the same thing for Willmar, because it's interesting. It's the only husband and wife team. I mean, we've seen Faith Patterson, of course, and her husband for a long time did, but here it's Emily and Dustin Carlson. And Emily was a great player back in '04. In fact, played in the state championship game. And then also on that assistant staff is Wade Adamson, and here's a guy, not only a good athlete for basketball, but one time played in the Twins organization.
Wow.
So there's a lot of great people out here that are working as assistants. for both squads.
They do a lot of the work that the head coach doesn't do as far as, picking up the pieces with players when they're feeling down, their confidence is low, and the assistant coaches kind of swoop in and help them get out of slumps and when you've been injured and all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Gotta have a bad guy, good guy.
There you go. That's usually how it works.
Willmar now trying to get a little run going in here like they did in the first half to get back in it and take the lead. Got some work to do, no doubt about that. Caitlin Murphy is in there now. And she'll dish it off. And this drive to the hoop, this is going to draw a foul that time as Kierra Wheeler went for the block. And going to the free throw line will be Sadie Rates, the sophomore.
Sadie Rates has done a nice job since she entered the game. But the one thing I would like to see more of from Willmar is moving the ball, trying to shift the defense a little bit. If you watch, the defense doesn't have to move very much.
Let's go courtside. Allie?
Dave, in that last timeout break, Coach Carlson was telling his girls, I believe in you, girls. I need you to believe in yourself. We need to pick up the intensity. And he started to draw up some new offensive plans. So kind of keep an eye on that as we see them try to break that new run coming here in the second half.
It has been a battle of coaches. It's fun to see every time out there. I mean, as you and I are talking in the first half particularly, but there were adjustments made and each team would come back.
Yeah, and in particular in teams like this that don't have one big star player that you just want to get the ball to every time down the court. This has been a team effort.
Cooper with the basketball. That is Kierra Wheeler. She's going to dish it off over on that right-hand side, and Asia Wheeler will go back to left side. Andrea will toss it down in the middle, kick her back out. They got the open look from outside. They wanted that, didn't go. Good, strong board work, but that might be a travel. Kiara Coops, good effort, just couldn't hang on to the steps there.
It's too bad because she really does a nice job of. I like when she gets the ball down low, the double team comes immediately and she gets it right back out to perimeter players. Post players are not always good at that.
Burskow will bring it down, getting a pick on the right side, try to penetrate, and that kick out will go to Johnson. Look at her drive to the hoop.
That's just an athletic move. A little finesse in there too.
7-point lead for Cooper. Quickly down underneath. Ball is up off the glass again, and just steady underneath. It's Wheeler at 8 points in the game.
Good hands by 5'10" freshman Wheeler. When she gets the ball, she is steady with it.
Yeah, a lot of underclassmen playing in this game.
That's exactly right, and making a big impact.
Burskow with a dish. Hovland been pretty quiet in the second half. She's done a nice job because she had a big first half. If you're just joining us, at 14 in the first half, has not scored yet in the second half.
Yeah, and that's going to have to change if Willmar wants to get out of here with a victory.
So Cayle, who had 15 yesterday, the all-state player, going to, as I mentioned, go to Concordia for track, has her 15th point of this game. Everybody trying to stay fresh as much as they can. Gaston comes back in. Wheeler will take a break. Longs will take a break. One more time for Hovland. Hawks looking down low. If they got the shot, they've been taking it, but otherwise they'll just go back out for three. Good hands underneath. Good defense. And that will be Robbinsdale Cooper's basketball.
Yeah, the Hawks do, as I've said, do a good job at dumping the ball down low, and Wheeler loses it down low, but has the tenacity to get on the floor and hold on to that to create a jump situation.
Trying to draw the foul on the drive, and dribble, maintains her composure and puts it up and in. A 10-point lead for Cooper. Burskow guarded tightly out there. Rates looking to get something going. Good defense, just sticking with her. Down low there was Kierra Wheeler. And she caused enough of a headache. Can't get the shot off.
And the Hawks continue to be aggressive, attacking the lanes, getting inside. And Tribble is one of those players that, boy, if she can come in and have a big game for you, she can be the X factor. Johnson.
Hovland. Coops will come out on her. Hovland, nice drive to the hoop, won't go. Foul. Look how strong she is. Still can't get it to go. That'll sail out of bounds.
That's how difficult it is to get the ball down low. The fans don't like it, but I think it's good defense by the Hawks. It has been very difficult in the second half of this game to get the ball inside.
Cooper. 10-point lead. Trying to add on to it. We had a number of lead changes in the first half. But in the second half, the Hawks have dominated. That one too hard. Rebound hauled down by Wadle off to Bursko. 7 minutes to go now. Defense out there by Gaston. Hovland shot won't go that time. Boy, they've managed to keep her out of the flow in the second half. Good defense. Boy, she did a nice job down there. Wadle just kind of maintaining her position. Caused a shot to go right. Now Burskow has it. She's going to lose the ball to the corner. Good hustle by Wadle to pull it down. Baseline, traffic, timeout. Smart timeout there by Coach Carlson. We'll take one right here. 6:37 to go. 10-point lead for the #1 seeded team in this 3A. We're in the quarterfinal, or semifinals rather. Winner goes to play on to the state championship game on Saturday night here at Target Center. And right now, Cooper is in the lead. They had 2 losses this year. One at the hands of Hopkins and one at Centennial, both in December. And the 2 losses for Willmar came in January against Alexandria area and then Sartell St. Stephen. Otherwise, these 2 teams have just rolled off a bunch of victories. And right now, they're in the fight of their lives here to go to that state title game. Nice move, but can't hit it. Now they got a fast break down fast to the other end. And the layup is not going to go that time for Gaston.
Well, Gaston has to be frustrated. She's missed 2 easy shots down low, and she has that fast up-tempo pace to get the ball down court, but then she can't finish.
There's Asia Wheeler. Inbound pass will come from Jada Buford. And Tribble is open. Rebound Willmar. Hovland pushing it up court. And this time she'll draw the foul. Boy, it's just amazing how, I mean, with 14 points of her staff, she's had 1 in the second half. She's an all-state player, and the focus on her has been very effective.
Yeah, they've definitely slowed her down in the second half. And really, if they can just get her the ball a little bit more into Hovland and let her handle it, she's got enough athleticism and finesse to get to the basket.
Hovland from the free throw line today just has hit her 4th. She has missed 3. One more time trying to cut the gap back down to 8 if she can't hear him. Quickly down. Wheeler going to go right to the hoop, and the left-handed layup is up and in. She has 6 points. First bucket in the second half for her, but puts your team back up by 11.
And that can be demoralizing when a team can get points so quickly and then they get easy points.
Bursko cut off. Going to try it again. Hovland. That's a pretty athletic move. She kind of got that ball in a hurry and decided to turn around and shoot it. But
yes,
well, you got to get her involved.
You absolutely do. And that was a difficult shot that she made because she is so athletic.
5.5 to go in the game. Asia Wheeler back out on top. Andrea Tribble. There's a wide open look for Buford. Look at that thing circled. Not good, but a good foul, and that won't go. One more time. And this one will draw a foul. So Kiara Wheeler will go to the free throw line, the 5'10" freshman. There's Coach Buford right there. Great basketball player here at St. Paul Central. 4 years. But some still say that might be the best team ever, the one that she was on. Would you agree?
So
You've seen,
fun. Yeah,
you
we
played,
were calling those games. That was amazing. Some of the best players you're ever going to see. Remember Angel Robinson, the way she used to take it to the hoop?
Yeah.
She was like Magic Johnson.
Yeah, they were loaded.
And their head coach, Willie Taylor, has done such an amazing job with girls basketball in the state of Minnesota. We owe a lot to him. Of course, he's over at Stillwater doing his thing. So
10-point lead here for Robbinsdale Cooper. Coming up on the 5-minute mark. Hannah Johnson. Pretty steady in the second half for him. Trying to get something going. And there's a long three by Wadle. That will not fall. And the rebound hauled down by Cooper. Tribble. Buford decides to get closer. Shot rejected. Good defense. Murphy will bring it up.
I wasn't even sure how Buford got through there. She just slipped right through the defense.
Holding a little bit of traffic. And inside Burskow. There's a good dish. Rebound, Cooper. You got a 2-on-1. Tribble. Blocked.
And this is Jada taking it to the basket, slipping through. I mean, that's a special trait when you're able to get through defenses. She can't finish at the basket, but she's done a tremendous job here in this game.
Yeah, Wadle with a good block on the end of that play. A little back and forth now. Do you slow it down at all here? Is this team used to slowing it down? Probably not, huh? Wheeler's coming big in the second half.
Yeah, I'm impressed with her game. I really am. She has been solid in the paint.
12-point lead. 4 minutes to go. Hovland going to power her way to the hoop and draws the foul on Kiara Coops.
And I think Hovland gets now that every time she gets the ball in her hand, she has to go to the basket.
Now we saw that run in the first half, so that we know that they're capable of it.
Absolutely.
But you're really going to have to rely on hitting all the free throws that you can right now.
Well, and what's been so difficult for Willmar on the offensive end is they haven't had any shots that aren't uncontested. The defense of the Hawks has just been pesky this entire game, and it wears you down.
Timeout. We'll take one right here with 4 minutes to go. 10-point lead for the #1 team. Today's game summary brought to you by Catholic United Life Insurance, Annuities, and Retirement Products. Here at Target Center. Still a fair amount of time, but let's look at a little bit of what's happening here with Cooper.
Well, it's been impressive. Wheeler has been a defensive presence, and on the offensive end, you dump the ball down into her, and it is 100% money. She is scoring. She is strong and physical, and they do a great job. I love that she passes it back out to the perimeter when she is being double-teamed. They look again, and then she said, okay, I'm ready to score down low. She has made a big difference in this game.
Well, now they got a little cycle going out there as they're just kind of moving the ball around. Yeah, this can't surprise you too much. Now look at that three.
And look who's there.
Boy, again, Wheeler is playing strong. I don't know if they wanted that three-point shot there or not. Although Lynch is a nice-looking three-point shooter, but thank goodness once again they have Kierra Wheeler to bail them out of trouble there. The 5'10" freshman again with an important play.
It's just amazing because she doesn't play at all like a freshman. She has a confidence about her and just kind of strong rebounding ability, blocking, and just a real nice court sense.
You know, I just realized, took me a while, but all the tennis shoes match out there for Robbinsdale Cooper. Nowadays, you don't see that very often.
I like
it's kind of go with what you want.
It's nice and clean.
This is the second one. Hovland down in a hurry. Now they really got to be pushing her down. And we don't want to underestimate that defense for Cooper. It's hard to push it down against them.
It is. It's very hard, and they're letting them take an outside shot right now, but they want to get in the paint.
Hannah Johnson's pass wanted to go down to the corner to Caitlin Murphy and off the money a little bit. So now you're down at 3:08, down by 11 points. Willmar Cardinals, Robbinsdale Cooper Hawks. First game of the afternoon. Got a full slate, 3 more after this. Nice steal by Johnson, and then brought right back into the hands of Buford, and she'll bring it about to the top, and I just kind of
doing a lot of dribbling.
Yep. Oh, Wheeler doing a nice job handling the ball. Dribble and standing all by herself is Asia Wheeler out there. No foul yet. This is Tribble. Coops. Down to 2.5 minutes, and that ball is loose, but it's a foul on Murphy. It was a good shot at a great athlete in this tournament, great basketball player, Cayle Hovland. So Jada Buford under the basket now. No free throws yet. 2:33 to go. Way out on top to Asia Wheeler, the 5'7" junior. Very consistent for this squad. And if you talk to them, they'll talk about, in a very unselfish way, they got about 9 players that they have faith in to come in and take over. We saw that yesterday in their win yesterday.
Yep. Yeah, and that's a big thing. You don't see a lot of teams in tournament time going that deep in their bench.
Let's go down courtside. Here's Allie.
Dave and Leah, this Willmar team is all about giving back this year. They hosted a boys and girls doubleheader night in the name of Knockout Cancer. It was a fundraising event. They raised over $11,000 for a new scholarship created to honor a former Cardinal athlete who passed away at 37 to cancer. That, along with their fundraiser for Jenna, which raised over $8,000 in the Tim Orth Foundation. Coach Carlson says this community has really stepped up for great causes with this team.
It is a great community out in Willmar. I mean, they do so many neat things, Allie. I'm glad you're pointing out things like that, because again, away from the court, pretty cool stuff happening out there. It is minute 45 on the clock now, and there's another whistle. We haven't seen really any kind of plethora of falls until here at the end, which you would anticipate, but you know, there haven't been a lot of free throws.
No, it's been a very well played game.
The white jacket is missing.
Yeah, I was thinking, what happened to didn't he have a big white coat on before? Yep, we're down to a red shirt now.
I think he lightly placed it over there, though, because you don't take a white jacket and throw that one, do you?
I guess we're running slip.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to be careful when you set down a white coat like that. That is for sure.
61-48. I thought it was cool, though. You told me the girls wanted him to wear that today, and
yeah,
pretty neat.
What a classy guy, and had opportunity to talk to him a bit before the game, and just so much excitement around this team.
Let's check out this afternoon's play of the game, brought to you by Minnesota Rusco since 1955.
Look at what Robbinsdale Cooper has been able to do in this game. And Tribble, it was one of those players that we talked about at the start, that she could have a big game for this team, and that could be the difference for this team. And I think there's been a lot of players who have been the difference, and she added to that.
Play of the game brought to you by Minnesota Rusco since 1955. Cayle Hovland again at the free throw line. Only 1 field goal in the second half. That's her 4th consecutive free throw right there. 11 points, minute 37. Cooper fans, they've been great today.
There's a big group of them.
So a timeout with a minute 37 to go. An 11-point lead. Got more basketball after this, by the way, so don't forget that it should be a good one, too. Grand Rapids and Northfield.
It'll be fun to see what the Thunderhawks have. Grand Rapids Thunderhawks going to be up against the Raiders. Teams that we have definitely seen in the state tournament before. But Northfield we haven't seen here, I believe, since 2010. So that'll be fun to see them.
You know, don't forget the state tournament. I mentioned the next game coming up, but we have a great post-game show. So I want you to stay tuned for that Minnesota Shower and Bath post-game show. We'll have highlights, we'll have interviews. It's always good. Got a great crew coming up here at halftime as well. Much more to come. Going to be a busy 3 days, fun 3 days. 61-50, and now a few falls, just making that clock go a little bit slower. Minute 29. The first half was awesome. We had a 34-32 lead for Robbinsdale Cooper at half, and they got that on a 3-point shot toward the end. But they were able to carry that momentum into the second half.
Yeah, I've been impressed with how Robbinsdale Cooper has been able to show the different types of offenses and defense that they've been able to throw out in this game. They've done a lot of different things. They've showed an outside game that was pretty impressive, and their up-tempo defense has been from beginning to end. and their ability to get to the basket.
Hannah, nice looking shot there. Hannah Johnson, 13 in the game. Now coming up on the minute mark. The Hawks, not only in their first state tournament, trying to get in their first state championship game if they can. There's a foul, stops the clock at 1:02. 9-point difference, but at the free throw line again will be Robbinsdale Cooper.
One thing I thought that was interesting, Coach Buford told me before the game, and she said, I wanted to get the conversation off of my career and me being at the state tournament, and I want the conversation now to be for these young ladies to be able to say they've been here and they can tell their stories. She is, Coach Buford is just such a tremendous person and role model.
63-52. Asia Wheeler coming up big there when she has to with those 2 free throws. Murphy off of the screen. She'll pop the shot. Rejected. What a nice block by Coops. And here comes Cooper. Another foul stops the clock at 46 seconds. And so far they've been making their free throws with the opportunity. This will be Andrea Tribble, the 5'4" freshman. She had 18 yesterday in the game. In that tight win over Alexandria.
Yeah, the freshmen are really showing out in this first game. The semifinal game, I should say. They did some things in the quarterfinals as well.
Well, you've got 22 points out of your freshman in this game right now for Robbinsdale Cooper. Make that 23. I mean, from Wheeler and Tribble alone. Down to 44. Cardinals with the basketball. Swoboda drives, draws a foul. We go to the free throw line with a couple. Foul will be on TT Longs. Jordan Swoboda, 50% shooter from the line. She's not been there tonight. She had 9 in their win over DeLaSalle, the overtime victory in the quarterfinals. So her first free throw attempt is good. And she's a senior.
Yeah, Coach Carlson talked about her before the game as being that player who's just has a great work ethic, gritty, and that slasher to the basket. And someone they have depended on throughout the regular season quite heavily.
Buford to Longs. Longs trying to dribble through trouble. Might have double dribbled there. She knew it. The Seahawks. You can hear the cheer. Cooper Hawk fans have been, students have been terrific. So have the Willmar kids. It's been a nice crowd. In the ball game, Brielle Thorpe has come in, the senior. That shot blocked. Robbinsdale Cooper with the basketball. This is Asia Wheeler, cross court now. Tribble to Longs. Down to the final 7 seconds. Clock ticking down to 4. Longs will hang on to the basketball as the buzzer sounds. And in their first state tournament appearance, Robbinsdale Cooper is going to the state championship game on Saturday night with a 65-54 win. Coach Buford congratulating members of the Willmar Cardinals Central Lakes team, and the Central Lakes Conference is proud of their representative, I'm sure, and what Coach Carlson did over there. Let's check out our player of the game, brought to you by Preferred One. Achieve your best health with Preferred One health plans. And there's our player of the game, Leah B.
Kierra Wheeler was outstanding from the beginning to the end. 12 points, 8 boards, but she did so much more than that. She provided defense when they needed it, big shots at key moments, and was just steady throughout this entire game.
Listen to them. So the kids come over and recognize the student section. And in the meantime, the Seahawk fans are revving it up. And we're going to head down to Allie. She's on the court with our player of the game, as a matter of fact.
Hey guys, here with Kierra Wheeler, our player of the game. What an incredible game. That was really fun to watch. I bet it was fun to play. How'd you get the W?
We all work together as a team. We sorry, it's loud. We practiced together, we went over stuff, and we just worked together.
This game was so close in the first, but you guys turned it around in the second. How were you able to separate yourselves?
We're executing. We discovered their strengths and weaknesses, and we went out there and did what our coach told us to do.
This school is pumped up. You are headed to your first state championship in school history for girls basketball. Describe those emotions and your confidence level headed into it.
I'm super excited. I'm ready to get that ring. Ain't nobody stopping us.
We'll let you go get after it. Thanks for your time.
All right, thank you, Allie. She had a heck of a game. Kierra Wheeler to get our player of the game recognition. Look at the kids going to their first championship game. Pretty exciting. We got much more to come on the postgame show.
First seat in Championship Saturday has been claimed by the first-time state tournament visitors from Robbinsdale Cooper. They beat Willmar 65-54. Certainly no case of the just happy to be here's for Robbinsdale Cooper. Chris Long back here with you along with Jenny Johnson and Marissa Layton. What do you think? Cooper moves on.
Well, I thought they did a really nice job defensively. In the second half, they came out a little bit more confident. Their shots started to fall, and then it was all over from there.
Two things about their pace that we were talking about as the second half played on, Marissa, that Robbinsdale Cooper decided to go away from it and took the air out of the ball, and it worked. And also that pace left Willmar looking a little bit tired there toward the end.
Willmar doesn't have a particularly deep bench. Their top two off the bench played a couple minutes, so I think the overtime win yesterday and then having the quick turnaround today with a short bench didn't have enough.
Let's take a look at the highlights. They came out and blitzed Willmar in the second half. The Robbinsdale Cooper, they came out on an 8-0 run in the first 82 seconds. TT Long starts it off with the shot there, Jenny.
Well, she really did a nice job pushing the ball when she had it. She stepped up and hit that long shot. She did a really nice job driving to the basket. She really stays under control and does a nice job.
And they ran the lead up to double digits and kind of stuck it there the entire rest of the second half. And they did that in part, as we see more from the outside here. Marissa, once they started to slow things down, what Mimi Wheeler was able to do down low.
Yeah, we talked a lot about the rebounding difference at halftime. Willmar was dominating the rebounding at halftime, and you knew that Robbinsdale Cooper came out in the second half, especially Mimi Wheeler, and they did everything they could to get every single rebound.
Jenny, a freshman and a first-time state tourney entrant kind of takes things over there. That's a rare appearance.
Well, and in that last interview, she sure demonstrated her confidence in wanting that ring.
Wants that ring. Today's stats are brought to you by U.S. Bank. The power of possible. Marissa, what tells the story here?
I think definitely the turnovers. Robbinsdale Cooper plays that high-pressure, high-intensity defense, and Willmar just couldn't handle the basketball.
Just a championship chance, at least, in their first appearance. That's certainly not unprecedented, but that's daunting for a team to face.
Well, you know, I grew up and went to Armstrong, which is Cooper's neighboring school. Yeah, a little competition here. But I would be thrilled to see Cooper, a team who has never, ever been to the state tournament in girls basketball, to win that championship. It would mean so much to the girls and that school and the entire community.
See a lot of teams with traditions every year. We will see some again this year, but it's always fun when we get the new blood. That certainly qualifies for the Robbinsdale Cooper Hawks. They advance to the Class 3A championship. They will play 6 o'clock Saturday night against the winner of our next game between Northfield and Grand Rapids. We will wrap this game up and get you set for that one as we look ahead to the second game of our 3A semifinals right here on 45 TV.